Druid, we have an absolute to go through. Now, normally I am not one to be showing off alpha content because it is subject to change, and normally I'll go over patch notes. However, Blizzard have really made a good first impression, in my opinion, to the community with their tier 1 sets that are coming out when War Within comes out. Now, this is pure alpha, so please do keep that in mind when we take a look at through these. But these are some insane sets, mounts, and all of the new stuff has been data mined so far within the War Within. So to kick things off, we are coming to the Hunter set. Now, the Hunter set, in my opinion, looks pretty goddamn insane. You've got kind of like the nature vibe with it. You've got the tusks, you've got the fire, you've got pretty much everything you would want in a transmog set coming out all in one. I'm assuming this is going from like LFL all the way up to mythic quality. They haven't confirmed PvP sets, but let's be honest, I'm pretty sure even if this is going to be a PvP set, they're just going to reskin it. It is still pretty insane. You've even got like the little trap holding off on your belt, which looks absolutely incredible in my opinion. The color variation looks absolutely out of this world, and it is a lovely, lovely set. Now, we have got some insane sets to go through, so let's go straight over to none other than the warrior set. Now, in my opinion, I see similarities from old warrior sets. In most of these, there are some similarities. However, they have updated the graphics, as you can see. So this one for the warrior, we have the old kind of horns that we have seen across the years. However, they have now also brought in like a dwarf kind of looking face, which fits quite nicely into the new race that we'll be able to play as well. I kind of like that unique take on it. You've got some tusks, or look like tusks, sticking out of the shoulder pads. They are really, really, really pleasing to the eye, and I like the fact that they've done this. They've added kind of like lightning effects and things, because it's also too often that a new tier set comes out and you just transmog old sets that look better. But these sets, they really are pushing the paddle out, in my opinion, with the War Within so far. I mean, the colorization of them just looks absolutely insane. I mean, this coloration, in my opinion, has to be the best out of all of them. The white kind of creamy color looks absolutely perfect, in my opinion. And this set here, I mean, if this is the elite arena set or the mythic set, that is absolutely absurd. Looks really, really cool. So does this one as well. And they've really, in my opinion, they've really kind of made a big effort this season, and it's cool to see the fact that a new expansion has come out. It's not just remodels, they are actually taking their time with this. Now, this is the Druid set. Typically, the Druid sets, in my opinion, are quite lackluster compared to everybody else, but this Druid set looks absolutely fire. You've got the kind of the animation here of the tiger or bear. You've even got the droid logo on the back, and it looks absolutely insane, in my opinion. I mean, like the extra effects that we're getting as well from like Mythic, Elite PvP, and so on is absolutely crazy. These tier sets are looking epic. Now we get to the Rogue set, and yeah, in my opinion, it looks pretty dope. Like the fact that you've got like the extra shadow effects on like the shoulders, and you've got like the mask type of face. But they have kept it quite subtle, which is again really nice of them to do it. The rogue isn't meant to be like that shadowy apparition type of player going into stealth and coming out. So they kind of kept with that theme, which I really like. But it's subtle changes that they've made with like the shoulder pads and the flames and everything coming out. They're not too like big and bulky and make you look like you're playing like some type of warrior or something. They really have taken a step back from that. The red one, in my opinion, I don't like this colorization that much, but still, they're pretty cool. Then we get to the Evoker. Now, the Evoker set has to be my favorite right now because of the way that we've made it. So this is pure male armor. As you can see, you've got kind of the male effects. This time takes me back to like a Dragon Soul type of vibe with like the cape and the dragon scales in the back. I even think this is actually just a remodel, this one. The shoulders are completely new. I've never seen this model before, but this is a really, really, really sick set. The different colors that they've actually brought into this. Now, I don't know whether this is like an error with the two separate colors of like the ice and then the fire, but that we'll have to wait and see. You know, patience is a virtue. But they have really, really, really done well. This set kind of, it looks like it's a bit of a bug, because like if you look at this, it really pops out at you. You get to the red and it's kind of like dull and died down a bit. So I have to wait and see on that one. And then we go to the monk set now. The monk set, in my opinion, is more tailored to like brewmaster theme, which is nice. We don't really ever see like a themed one for tanks, and this is just pure brewmaster. I mean, you've got the ox statue on your shoulders, you've got the horns, you've got the fire, and you've got, I like the fact that they've made it like a Mr. Pandarian style with like the way that they've done like the leg plates, and the English is not my forte apparently today, guys. And the belt, I really like the way that they brought this out, and even this one you can really see it's kind of reminds me of like a samurai type of theme, so it looks really, really cool overall. And the color scheme, I mean, this one looks a bit odd in the color scheme, like super bright purples, looks really weird, but overall absolutely insane. This one is super clean, nice color matching, it's super defined, really, really, really like it. Now, these are some mounts, and kind of these are like the awesome rare mounts that we can be getting. Now, there are over 340 plus mounts that you can obtain coming just straight out with the default version of Dragonflight, but these are just some of the awesome mounts coming. So this is the new Griffin, that looks absolutely insane, I have to say, and I really hope that these are obtainable. They are not stuck behind like super gated achievements or anything. Something that's worthy, like Keystone Master, getting to Elite in PvP, or getting Cutting Edge, anything like that, these would be perfect for, because normally we see that these types of mounts are so gated that so few people have them that it becomes a bit of a headache, if you like, to actually farm them. This one I really like. This is a brand new mount style that we can see. I really like the fact that they're bringing this out and it's coming out with some different coloring. And these are just the new models of mounts. These aren't in no particular order either. As you can see, they're bringing out a lot of different colorings. This is like a bit more of a basic one. Absolutely insane the way that they're playing this as well. This is the new Bumblebee. What's really cool and unique about this Bumblebee is that it actually walks on the floor when you're riding it, instead of just hovering as you're using as a ground mount. I really like the spin on that, in my opinion, and these colors are absolutely insane. This is a complete reskin of the ones that we saw come out a couple of expansions ago. Again, super, super nice the way that they made these. Are all from Shadowlands, but I kind of like them. They kind of incorporate a little bit of Shadowlands and also a little bit of Legion, or BFA, sorry, that type of vibe, but I really like the way that they've kind of made them look. This is obviously the new RAM that you're going to get. I have a feeling, now this isn't confirmed, and let me know in the comment section if somebody knows, but this is, in my take, this would probably be the new Paladin charger for the new Dwarf race. But these look absolutely insane. Like, this one's got to be the Paladin one, and this one has to be like the basic one that you can get, right? That being said, we have to play it and see. But these rams, I mean, these horns are absolutely ginormous, but still really, really cool. I really like the way that they're doing it. And so many different colors. I mean, the collectors out there have to be absolutely excited. And you can also get one with no horn whatsoever, which is actually pretty dope. And then this is like the other version. It's like a insect type of mount. Super nice. Like, the wings look super clean and paper thin. Again, this one also walks when you are using it as a ground mount. This one, well, this is obviously, as we know, we have quite a lot of these in the game. Whether or not this is going to be the new Mythic Plus mount, none of this has been confirmed as of yet, but these look pretty cool. This is the new spider type mount, which looks pretty cool, super clean, low to the ground. I've noticed that some of these mounts, like, they haven't added bulky detail. They're super refined in the way that they've built them, and for that, I take my hat off to Blizzard, because normally, like, mounts are like a big bulky thing. It's nice to see like a few clean slate, thin mounts. This is pretty cool. This is like a unicorn type of mount. This is actually pretty dope, I have to say. It's like a unicorn slash bull type cross breed, if you like, here, slash camel, in the way that it's kind of like made without the hunchback. Actually really nice. And this is another bumblebee, which, again, nice little reskin, a nice addition to the bumblebee family. And we all know where this mount comes from. Good old Legion. Again, nice reskin, nice recoloration. And this looks dope. Like, this is like a crossbreed between the Legion mount and like some type of like beetle kind of situation going on here, which looks pretty awesome, I have to say. This is awesome. This is like the sloth that we got back in the day up in Shadowlands. A nice reskin. I like the fact that it doesn't even have a face. It's just like a jaw. That's pretty cool. I hope this mount isn't like ridiculously big, because that's one of the main reasons people don't use those mounts, because of how big they are. But it's yet to be seen. Another little wasp type mount. Absolutely awesome the way that they're bringing this out. And again, another spider. This has to be the PvP Season 1, right? Because you've got like the Horde version. I'm going to assume this is like the Vicious Saddle type of mount. And this is the Alliant version. I like the fact that they're both kind of the same, just with a different mount. That looks pretty cool. A nice boat. Just a random boat. It will have to yet to be seen what this boat is for, but you get a boat. That's pretty dope. We've also got this awesome new cat type mount without a tail, I have to say. That's a bit of a rare occurrence for Blizzard. Like the wolf or lion type mount. That looks pretty cool as well. And then back to the beginning. So that is some insane new models coming out, in my opinion, for the mounts. Now, I wanted to drop this in here. So these are some new achievements that have been highlighted coming into the War Within. So we've got the Dungeoneer, 83 dungeons, grants an appearance, trinkets, which is pretty dope. Then achievement is supported by 3 others. Dungeon Tank, Dungeon Healer. So these are to do with your companions that you'll be able to do for completing things within the War Within warbands. And then within those you get achievements, which is pretty dope. I have to say, I like the idea. You also get companions, and you're able to upgrade the companions, which we'll get into at a later video. Now, this is the DK set. Now, DKs don't ever get much love. If you look at the history of like the DK sets, they seem to be like the most subtle sets with like the least amount of upgrades and stuff in them. But this time, DK's getting some love. We've got spikes everywhere, we've got skulls, we've got fire, we've got absolutely everything you would want on a DK set. The Notorious Blue, and then we get into these. Now, these, in my opinion, this has to be like the nice color. These almost look like candles. This set, which in game I'm assuming they're not going to look like that. It's quite cool. And then obviously we have the purple one right at the end, but they're pretty cool. Now, this was something that I wanted to touch on. Now, we don't know too much about these as of yet, but you can now get, well, we don't know how you get them, but you can get a legendary companion trinket for the War Within warbands, and within them, so you get like your follower, and then you can upgrade them. You can actually get legendary ones that will then give them different abilities, which is pretty dope in my opinion. And it's going to be nice to see how these plan out. because if you can upgrade them, because if you've never played Legion, for example, when they came out with like order halls and things, they were a really good concept. But then Blizzard doesn't ever capitalize on them. Like we had the Garrison, which was a super, super, super awesome, unique little feature that they brought out that, in my opinion, they could still use today and make it relevant content. But they seem to just forget about it and move on to the next thing. But it would be nice to see them to actually bring in something that, yes, it's going to be a grind to bring up and to grind, but it'd be nice to feel that it's not something like back in Legion when you had to farm your weapon upgrades, or you had in when you had your cloak and you had to upgrade your cloak during the Zoth, and the corruption and all of that sort of stuff. It would be nice for it to not just be like a grind that you do the grind and that's the end of it. It would be nice to have like a system whereby it's an optional grind, but if you do the grind, it pays off in the end. You don't have to, but you can if you want to. And if you do the grind, to feel the benefits of that grind. That would be an awesome thing that they can bring out. But again, this is Blizzard. They like to do their own thing, and by God, they always do their own thing. Now, these are some of the new ways. So this is the new allied race, the dwarves that we're going to be getting as soon as it drops. And I'm assuming we're going to get these in pre-patch as well, so that people can play with them. But these are kind of the new looks that we can give them. So these are just pure dwarves. Faction at the moment, I believe they're neutral factions, so you can play them both Alliance and Horde. But I kind of like the features. It's quite nice because I'm assuming you're going to be able to have armor showing everywhere. Like when Mecha Gnomes came out, they were super cool. Everybody liked to play them. But then when you could only transmorph like your head, your shoulders, and your chest, it kind of gets a bit old after a while, so people move on. It's quite nice that you've got like these crystals and things poking out of your body, and you can choose whether you see them or not. That being said, we need to be able to play with them and see what we can and cannot transmog. These are some of the male versions as well. They've kind of kept the same hairstyles, which I quite like, actually. So you still do feel your character. You can customize it quite a lot, which is going to be a nice addition to the player base. And here are some armor and weapons. Now, these are the stuff that you're going to get when you're leveling. These aren't anything special like tier sets or anything, but even these sets, they have made great effort into them, which is super nice to see. Now, my headphones have just died, but thankfully I don't need to hear anything, so that's fine. But these are really nice sets in my opinion, because normally when you're leveling, it's just like a base set that you get all the way through. But these are some nice sets. So I'm assuming this is like the leather set, which is pretty cool. Nice colorations to them. This is going to be like your mail set, which is, in my opinion, pretty dope. Actually looks really nice. You've got like the little grenades and vials and things, which is pretty cool. And then we get on to our plate set, which looks absolutely dope, in my opinion. I really like the way that they're doing this. These are the weapons as well. Even the weapons just from leveling look pretty out of this world. And that's a cool feature in my opinion. This is something that retail's needed for a while, because leveling never became a nice thing to do, and it kind of didn't really help that much, because why would you go and grind stuff if the reward is absolutely terrible? But these are some nice base skins that you can get. This is another frail that you can get, which is awesome. They typically don't bring these out too often, or if they bring one out, you've got to buy it. So it's quite nice to see that happening as well. And this is, I'm assuming, the held in the offhand that you can get, which is pretty cool. And that is it, guys. Oh no, that is not it. We have more. This is the Paladin. Now, okay. I remember why I saved this one to last. Now, my opinion, if I'm a paladin, why do I have wings coming out of my shoulder pads? Like, I get it, you're a paladin, you're meant to be holy, you're meant to be like an angel, but I'm not liking this vibe. Kind of gives me like a priest vibe than anything else. They've kind of gone for like the more holy, kind of old-fashioned type of vicar type thing. I like the reskins, I like the colorations. Like, don't get me wrong, it looks awesome, it looks dope, it looks like something that I would like to wear and play. But yeah, it kind of took me by surprise in the wings. That I don't know, I'm kind of not vibing with it, but in another way, I am vibing with it quite heavily. So I don't know, I'm on the fence with that one. And this is the dragon riding, the way that they are doing it. So you get the option between dragon riding and normal riding. It's now actually called sky riding, which is quite interesting, but you can switch between the two, which is quite a nice feature. Sometimes it's not that nice to be smashing your keyboard to be able to fly. This Demon Hunter set has to be in my opinion, this is a nice addition to Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter always is either naked or you can barely see, apart from the latest tier in the current expansion. This is a nice little addition. I like the way that they're kind of going with these vibes of like the demon spikes and kind of the creature that you were meant to be betraying. I really like this. Really nice skin tonalities and everything like that. Doesn't have much kind of flair to it. Seems very basic in the fact that every other class has either lightning or has some type of mist coming off it. But the Demon Hunter seems nice. I like it. I like the way that they're building that one. And that is it, guys. That is all of the sets out so far. Let me know if I missed any, and let me know in the comment section below which class you are most excited about to play, especially for the transmog, and what mountain you're looking for the most. And I will be bringing out more alpha content as soon as it gets released. We'll be reviewing the patch notes and things, so make sure to stay tuned. There is an absolute truckload of content to get through, and I'll catch you all in the next one.